Here's an interesting thing. According to Clio's latest report, about 67% of all attorneys work in either solo practices or small law firms, like under 10 partners. My assumption is that overwhelming majority of all of these lawyers, if not all of them, work directly with clients. My next assumption is that overwhelming majority or all of those attorneys that work directly with clients are also responsible for selling those clients. So majority of lawyers are involved in sales. But anecdotal evidence, vast majority of lawyers I talk to, when I ask them about the sales training that they've had, shrug their shoulders. Almost no attorney has ever done any sales training. So it's a conundrum. You are likely to be responsible for selling, yet you had no sales training. You're at a disadvantage. If you are selling and your prospect is talking to two other attorneys, which a lot of prospects do, if they have had sales training, which there's a good probability that they haven't, but if they have, what are the chances of you winning? They get diminished. So you want to be good at sales. In fact, sales is one of the 5 operating systems of your business. So it's essential that you get good at sales. But how do you get good at sales if you have never had any training? Well, in this video, I'm sharing some fundamentals that you should know. And then there are a ton of books that you can pick up and lectures on YouTube that will teach you about sales. Here are the fundamentals that I want to share. Just knowing these fundamentals alone will help you improve your close rate. Close rate is the percentage of people you talk to, prospective clients, that actually become your clients. When I talk to attorneys, most of them claim that some claim that they get 1 out of 3 prospects that they talk to become their clients. Some would say 1 out of 2. Most will say 1 out of 4 or 5 or 6. Improving that close rate will substantially increase revenue and will increase your paycheck. So it's super important to do it. Here are the fundamentals. Number 1, there's a 71% rule. What's the 71% rule? Well, there was a study a few years back that determined that clients, prospective clients, will choose the first attorney they spoke to represent them 71% of the time. Meaning, if they're the first one, if you're the first ones that they call to, and you get to talk to them, you have an overwhelming probability of winning their business. So be the first one to answer the phone. You do not control whether you will be the first one they call, but you need to make sure that you answer the phone. They can call for many practice areas. They can call any time of the day. Make sure that when you're not available, when you have no other associates available, you have answering service that picks up the phone on the second or third ring at the most, answers the most basic questions, and asks the most basic questions of those prospective clients. It's super important to not just give away information over the phone, but also ask them questions to better understand what it is that they need. Next, another rule. Never try to sell. Replace the word sell, cross it out, and replace it with the word help. You are in the business of helping prospective clients. Do not think of it as selling. Think of it as helping. All you need to do is just help them your best all throughout their journey with you, from the first conversation or interaction to until their case is closed and whatever happens after that. Always focus on helping, not selling. Next. Know and focus on what's most important for the client or prospect. When you talk to them, ask them the right questions, give them the right information. They may not know what questions to ask you in order to determine whether you're the best choice for them or not. So give away information freely. Those prospects who have the ability to hire you and pay you for your services will never want to do anything themselves, so they're not do-it-yourselfers. And those who are do-it-yourselfers will never become your clients anyway. So share your information freely. Give them your best information. Do not hold back, God forbid. By holding back, you're punishing yourself. If they talk to another attorney who gives them more and more relevant information, chances are they will go with that attorney. So be very, very giving when you're trying to help them in the initial stages. Listen more. Do not rush with the solution. I've seen this a number of times where lawyers, when they talk to prospect, as soon as they get some foundational information, they rush in with a solution to the problem. Don't do that. Always listen, listen, and listen, and listen. You want that ratio of listening to speaking to be at least 2 to 1. So listen twice as much as you talk. Ideally, it's higher than that, 3 to 1, 4 to 1. Just listen to them. Make sure that you ask them the right questions and give them the right information that will help them make a good decision when choosing an attorney. Hopefully, they will choose you because you are good at what you do, which is an entry ticket for building a substantial law firm. You have to be good at what you do, obviously. Show empathy and expertise. A lot of lawyers are so stuck up. All they show is expertise. It's a big mistake. You come off super cocky and unapproachable, and people do not like to hire lawyers like that in most instances. So show them empathy and expertise. Tell them stories when you're talking to them for the first time, stories that will help them connect their situation to a solution that you have provided in the past. Super important to share stories. People really connect with you when you tell them stories. People love stories. Make sure that you have a few stories prepared for any conversation that you have with prospects. Yes, it takes some planning ahead and thinking through what stories I should give them, depending on the type of a case or a legal challenge that they're facing. You gotta have those stories that they will make you that much more likable and they will improve your close rate. Second to the last point is ask to help them. Do not just talk to them, but at the end of the conversation, ask them to take an action. And that action can be, if you know that they're not ready to make a decision to hire you yet, that's fine. Ask them to set a follow-up meeting. Put it on the calendar, their calendar and yours. Say, like most of my clients, when we talk for the first time, they come back with more questions. So why don't we pencil in a date, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 45 minutes, a week from today, for example, when by then you will have some questions to ask me and we'll talk about it. Now, if you have any other questions, meanwhile, please feel free to email me. But other than that, we'll just have a meeting scheduled on the calendar. Super helpful to have it on the calendar rather than just say, call me when you're ready. Call me when you're ready is not a specific action. Make sure that they commit to a specific action. And after you're done with that initial discovery call, make sure that you follow up with them automatically with educational materials. Whatever questions you know that they should have been asking, and there's never enough time to answer all of the questions or to ask all the questions. Make sure that you record videos and send them to the prospect automatically. We can help you set up a system that delivers those videos to your prospects so that you continue building a relationship with them automatically. None of your labor will be involved in this so that they lean toward hiring you and not your competition. Implement all of these fundamentals into your daily practice when you interact with prospective clients, and your close rate will increase, and your revenue will increase, and your pay will increase to your success.